so I had a lot of anger issues growing up. My mom was at a point where she couldn't deal with me. She was about to put me into what's called the Military Boys Home. I was getting into so much trouble. And I remember 6th grade year, she first took me to playing football because I did out right out of the park. That's when I first met my head coach, and he was just like, hey, I'll take him. And his hand's huge. And when he talked, you can't but see him. Alright, so he was talking, and I remember he just instilled so much peace in my mind, and he bagged it up. I got out of line, he just takes them big old hand and he was knocking upside my head. But he was that man that was there every day with my dad, who was just working and doing the job. But he was that figure in my life that I needed, that was like, you gonna get it if you don't do what I ask you to do. I know the other kids might be knuckled up, but if you act, and he meant it, I mean, but his heart was there. That same coach would drive that big yellow bus through the neighborhood, picking us up 6 o'clock in the morning for practice, dropping us off, bringing my scholarship to go play football at San Diego State to my house 6 o'clock. He was that coach. And again, what an example is that to me? That's Christ going to the people, bringing it to the people. And he was that dude. And I thank God for him because my life, like my boy, I like this rapper Lecrae, my whole life changed. And a lot of that way, my whole life did change when I met Coach Reese because he kept us busy and he told us why we was being busy. Not just, come to football practice. No, you're going to learn your plays and what everybody else has to do. Why? Somebody get injured, somebody go down, it is important. Why you need to know everybody on the team? Because something might happen in the street, something might happen in a classroom. You need to know this person. So he always did those things and encouraged us, and those things passed over to life to me. So I went off to college, I enjoyed high school. I made All-State at wide receiver. I went off to college, we won a national championship. It was a great experience. You were a bunch of knucklehead kids from almost every worst ghetto in the neighborhood. We had some rough cats out of Texas, rough cats out of Florida, hardest hit areas. And it's so crazy that this white guy who recruited us don't look like he ever played football in his life. But I remember him, James, and I tell you, he just had a passion. He just had a heart, and he was honest. He said, look, this program is new, but I like your son. I like his hard work, I like his character, and I'm going to tell you, this is the place for him, and he meant it. And the head coach we had was great at the college. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. Our first year, we went 9-1-1, right? Now, this is a bunch of ghetto kids. I remember we went to play this big bowl game against the number 3 team in the country. They lost one game, so they was mad because they were supposed to be in the national championship. It was Rick's College. So they in the paper talking about how they going to beat the crap out of us, a bunch of ghetto kids, and send us back. We whipped them 41-13.
Wow.
But what was the cool thing about it, the rest of us went in the locker room, we celebrated just a little bit. We know we should have went undefeated. So you got a bunch of 18, 19-year-old knuckleheads without the coaches. We got together and we decided to set a goal for ourselves. Right after that game, we said we're not going to lose a game next year. We're going to win the national championship. And we're going to do it this way. Offensively, we're going to average over 500 yards. We did it. We're going to average over 30 points a game. We did it. Now, we was loaded now. We had a bunch of talent. And our defense said they ain't going to give up no more than 6 or 13 points a game. We did it. We accomplished it. We won the national championship. What I believe what God showed me is this. If God's people take that same mentality for the gospel, just imagine how the streets going to change. People can take that same mentality. No, we're going to win this life. We're going to win these souls. We're going to invest in these people's lives. Because what that mean was everything that Christ teaches about humbling ourselves, thinking about others above ourselves. Because we had so much talent on that team, we knew sometimes we had to take the back seat. We knew sometimes it had to be somebody else's time to shine. We was humble enough to know that, hey, this might be his big game, might be my big game. We're going to encourage each other. Quarterback throw interception, we don't care. Throw it anywhere around us, we're going to catch it. That was our motto as a wide receiver. We had 6 running backs, and they got it, And that's the same thing for us as the church. Just imagine with simple little rebuilding through every year, we be committed and fasting and praying and saying, Lord, we don't know what you're going to do, but we know that it has something to do with fulfilling the Great Commission.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to do. I don't know what it looked like, who come out there. If it's 5 kids, let us be faithful with those 5 kids, train them and push them. And those 5 may turn into 5,000, 500,000. Because I used to have a big ego. I'm like, I got to save them all. And God humbled me. He told me, you might just need to save that one, and that one going to do the rest. So just a little bit. I mean, we're going to keep talking about it. I mess around and keep us here all day because I love talking about the gospel. And I love, just reaching.